Yeah, man. Here I go. I don't want Baker Mayfield from the Seattle Seahawks, and I certainly will kick the tires in thought. You can see the upside in Baker Mayfield, the talent in Baker Mayfield, but let me just beat this up and simply say I don't think that the Seattle Seahawks, while they're in rebuild mode, which means rebuilding the culture, want Baker Mayfield present on their roster. Your presence is the present, right? That's the gift. Like, you show up, okay. And Baker Mayfield is going to be in a situation where he has to compete with Drew Lock. Oh, y'all laughing? I know Drew Lock only started 3 games last year, but I wonder who had a higher completion percentage in those games. Drew Lock. I wonder who had a higher passer rating in those games. Drew Lock had a better passer rating than Baker Mayfield last year. Really? Drew Lock had a higher passer rating in his game started than Josh Allen did. And Matt Ryan, for y'all who don't know. So let's not get into this, Baker and his upside, but it's about the downside. I had this conversation last night over dinner. Shout out to my boy, Roland Williams. We went to dinner. We chopped up wood, and we were talking crazy about life. And I am 47 years old and happily married with 4 kids. And Roland ain't. Let's just talk about that. So Roland in them streets, I don't know what he up to, but he talking to me about relationships, and I'm like, man, are you 25? He talking about, oh, I want a lady, and she could be this height. And I'm like, man, you leave that after high school. Like, she's not gonna necessarily reflect what you want directly, but she's gonna represent what you need. That's what I was telling him. He's like, so all right, you got married. What made her the one? And I said, you know what? Poetry aside, I think it's this. You need a co-captain for 2 reasons. Whoever you're going to be with, and Baker Mayfield, this is why you probably won't be on this roster. They need a co-captain. That means, hey, I need you to help navigate this. But if things go wrong, I need you to go down with the ship, too. I don't need you to abandon ship. I don't need you to go to social media. I don't need you to start spouting off emotionally. I don't need you in that position. And be real about a guy who's fighting for his job. I've been there on the roster. Or you lose and you're the backup. You got to be selfless, dog. You got to take all the reps with Drew Lock all week long, get the donuts and the chicken for everybody, and still do it with a smile. I ask you, is Baker Mayfield signing up for that, y'all? And that's the position he put himself in. He's not coming in as the bona fide starter. So I think in that situation, I don't trust him as a co-captain.
At one point...
Yeah, it just depends on where Baker's mindset is at this point.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, Marcellus, TJ, didn't Baker come into the league in that situation where he had to actually compete for the starting
Number
spot?
1 overall?
No, Rick, at one point when he was in college...
Yeah.
He was in that situation. When you're the number 1 pick, you know it's yours.
It's fake. It's fake depth chart. It's a fake depth chart.
Okay.
We're all redeemable, so please don't take me the wrong way. But, man, I got too many cousins and family members who always want to talk like they're going to do better. And it's way simpler than that. Just do better. Shut up. Like, I mess up, too. But I'm not going to bore you with the words. I'm just going to change the actions or I'm going to get out your face. Let me tell y'all why. Baker Mayfield is that type of dude that acts brand new. Whenever things go his way, all of a sudden, you different. Like, people always come up to me, you're so down to earth. And I'm like, first of all, that's not a compliment. Like, who in the hell you been around? Like, what do you mean? I'm on earth. Where else am I going to be down? Like, I'm with you. Oh, but you're so-and-so. Shut up. I'm a normal person. You know what? You hit me, I'm going to say, ouch. I'm tired of people coming up to me with these backhanded compliments.
They see you on TV and think you just...
Yeah. Like, what you talking about? All right, but this is who Baker Mayfield is. So when Baker Mayfield gets on and he's balling, you know, all of a sudden, he act a little different, act brand new. Feeling himself, right? And I hate those type of people when I'm around them because when they're down, you know what they're doing? They're just holding their breath, waiting until they get back on. Then they're going to start doing that again. You're like, dog, you haven't learned your lesson. Tell me if Baker Mayfield has learned his lesson. Last year, you were hurt. You would think that's the most humbling experience as a professional athlete. Our body is our temple. You're hurt, you're compromising, you're fighting through it. You should be now eating your humble pie, but you're not. Because since that moment, he goes on social media to tell us he's going off social media. I'm like, here we go again. We went through this 2 years ago when Alex Van Pelt first got there as his coordinator. Then he writes a goodbye letter, trying to get ahead of it, because he doesn't have the ego to let them tell him you're not good enough. He got to tell you, I quit before you fire me. Okay, I'm watching you, big dog. Then you got a trade request. This is all in the last, month or so, y'all. I thought he was different. Trade request. Trade request what? No, denied. I want to go to Indy. Indy don't want you. As a matter of fact, we want Jacoby Brissett now here. Since you want to talk all like that. Oh, man, look. I'm rooting for the dude because he's an athlete, and I wish the best for everybody, but I also got to keep it 1,000 wow. Baker Mayfield ain't changing. If he does, he's just holding his breath to go back to who he is. Coming up, the Dolphins just got a whole lot faster. Tell you if Tua can capitalize on their speedy weapons next on Speak for Yourself.